were a terrible accident. I suffered a severe traumatic brain injury, broken hip, and a broken leg. I don't remember much about the accident, but I know my parents were terrified. They didn't know if I would survive or what my future would look like. Because my brain injury is my brain strong, the doctors had to place a drain in my head to remove extra fluid and give my brain to swell safely. I don't remember any of that, but my parents have told me it was one of the scariest moments of their lives. I was asleep for almost 2 weeks. When I finally woke up, my brain had been through so much that it was almost like a computer that had rebooted. Nobody knew what would come back or how long it would take. I had to relearn everything. I had to learn how to breathe on my own again. I had to learn how to move my arms and my legs again. I had to learn how to talk again. I had to learn how to eat without a feeding tube. I had to learn to use the bathroom by myself. I even had to relearn simple things like brushing my teeth, getting dressed, and taking care of myself. Sometimes I couldn't find words I wanted to say, and sometimes my brain would get stuck saying or doing the same thing over and over. It was really hard. My mom lived with me for 10 weeks at Scottish Rite Hospital. Then, after I finally got to go home, our journey was over. For the next 9 weeks, we drove back and forth to Children's every weekday, so I could attend the daily rehab program, which I call camp. The doctors, nurses, therapists, child life specialists, and everyone at Children's became like family to us. They believed in me even when I couldn't do things. to go to Camp TBI, where I rode horses, went ziplining, flew down a waterside, and made friends who understood exactly what I had been through. Children also introduced me to CP Soccer, a special adaptive soccer program for kids with cerebral palsy, brain injuries, and strokes. Remember how I was on my way to soccer practice when my accident happened? Soccer has always been my favorite sport. Because of CC Soccer, I get to play the game I love again with other athletes who have physical challenges like me. Being back on the soccer field means more to me I can't even explain. Right now, I'm spending 2 weeks at Children's doing an intensive robotics therapy program. For 1 hour a day, we use special robotic equipment that helps retrain my brain and helps my right leg work better. It's really hard, but every day I'm getting a little stronger and a little more independent. We are so lucky to have a program like this right here in Georgia. When people support children's family at hospitals, you're not just buying equipment or helping build hospitals. You're giving kids like me another chance. A chance to walk again, a chance to learn again, a chance to play again, a chance to dream again. Because of children's, I'm excited about my future. My story didn't